Hey guys, how you doing? How are you? And well, hello there. I just spent the entire afternoon fixing my sliding door. What had happened was the door handle pretty much ripped right off, and at which point I couldn't open it anymore because this thing was dangling from the side of my door. So I thought, you know what, I'll try to fix it. And I knew it was going to take a few hours to do, but I didn't think it was going to take me the whole day to do. Anyway, I finally got it fixed. Not perfect, but it's certainly working much better than before. I saved myself about $350, $400. It's money, right? And also I learned a lot, and I realized that a lot of this stuff can be fixed just by one, Googling things, two, checking out YouTube University, and also at the very back there is the Haynes manual for Haynes repair manual for the 2008 Dodge Grand Caravan, and it's been incredibly helpful. Now, I'm sure there's better manuals out there, but that's one that I got my hands on. So for now, I've got a functional door, and essentially, I took everything out. I still need to put the trimmings back on because right now I'm just not gonna put the trimmings back on. I'm just way too tired, and I'm done for the day. Um, I'll probably post a video soon, and you guys can see it. Well, this wasn't good. And here's a closer look. And what happened was it just flipped right off. And you'll notice that the part that connects, this part here right in the middle of the camera there, and that completely rusted out. And so I had this I have to contend with. Now the good thing is I can definitely still open it, but I have to go in there and sort of like fish for a cable. And as I was, for now, temporarily, I had to use this to sort of keep it together so it doesn't fly right off. Not very aesthetic, but for now, that's what I'm doing, and I need to fix that right away. In this video, we're going to show the part of the handle. So here. Okay, so this is the handle, the part that goes on the inside of the van, the side door, and you can see it right there. You see the rusted bolt there, and then just to the left of it, like that piece of metal that's ripped off. Well, that's what it is. And the idea here is when you pull it, it's supposed to pull this cable that's inside the sliding door. Right now, obviously, it's not connected because it came right off. So there, right there, okay, is the part that prevents it from being pulled off the way it is right now. So I'm just going to reach in here. Okay, okay, there it is. So this cable here, okay, if I pull, that small little round thing at the end of it, okay, I'll be able to open up the slide door. And that part there that I'm pointing at is actually the part that connects up so that it allows me to pull that. When I pull the door, it pulls that. Oh, went back inside. Okay, we have to fish it out again. Hold on here. Okay, fishing it. There it is. So this, okay, has to be attached to the handle. Now, it's an issue because at the back there, right over here, is the trimming, okay? So I need to take off the trimming, and also I have my window here that I made, a little frame, and I'm going to have to take that out. And in order to take this thing out, there's a screw here, and then another one here. It's a star, okay? And then everything else, the way it's set up, I've screwed it in, so I have to like unscrew everything, except maybe for the paneling there, the wood panel. That should be okay. So in this thing here, what I'm doing here is I'm taking off that part that pretty much ripped off, that rusted off. Totally not impressed with the way the side door was made. So I'm just gonna remove it using this ratchet, okay? And because that's the part we have to replace. And the idea is we're going to use a longer, ouch, okay. We're going to use a longer piece, okay? So that when we're pulling the door, it's gonna stay in there. I hope I'm explaining this correctly. So we're just gonna take this off here. It's a little rough at first, but then it's gonna come off. There it is, okay? Bit by bit. And just trying to dismantle this. Hopefully I don't lose any pieces. Okay, almost there. There we go. And that's the part that we're going to be taking out. Place that there. Good. And unscrew it. There it is. Well, it looks like it's stuck. That's okay. Anyway, unstuck it. We'll get the other one now. And again, you know, it's not difficult to do, but it's something that has to get done. Like anything else, a lot of the times when I'm doing these things, it's not so much that it's difficult to do. It's a lot of times is I don't know what I'm about to do or how to do something, right? So here, notice it's like completely rusted out, right? So somehow, some way, moisture got in there and it rusted everything out. I think it would have been great for them. I think it would be great if they redesigned this thing, because I think it's ridiculous the way they did it. So there's the action, by the way. So you saw it there. You pull it, you open it, it just fell. Okay, pick it up. Yes, this side there. Okay, so now I'm going to take out that piece that ripped off. Now this was part of the door. What you're seeing here, this rusted piece, and it actually was between the part where you pull it and the part that it's supposed to stay and pull that cord that you saw earlier. So this is what it looks like, and you can tell it's completely rusted off, and the design is just awful. Okay, so now in this part here, I already started taking some parts off. I took the tape off because that's how I actually had it, and so here I already unscrewed it. I took off the part where you actually open up the door, and I'm just ripping it off. You know, usually you can use a screwdriver for this, but if I can just grasp it through, I can easily, not easily, but with some effort, just pull it right off. It's a bit brutal, but the part where it feels like it's about to break, it's usually when it actually comes off. So if you're doing this, don't be afraid to sort of like really pull. It's really difficult to break this stuff. And even if you did, you can buy replacement ones. But a majority of the time, I've done this at least 2 or 3 times. And it felt like I was going to rip that thing right off. But it was perfectly fine. It just feels like it's about to break. So this is what it looks like on the inside. So you start seeing the innards of this side sliding door. And what we're going to do, and it's almost off just at the bottom here. I know that part was a little tricky. So you notice I'm struggling here. But it's definitely off, and then that'll allow us access to the inside panel there. And I'm literally sitting on my butt right now because I'm just trying to reach underneath, and it's so close here. So close. Give it a bit more time. There we go. Oh man, that took too long. So now you have this piece here. Beautiful. It's finally off. Good. Wow, that took some doing. Okay, so just take that. And that's what it looks like. Okay, panel is off. So that's a huge deal right there. Fantastic. And there we go. And apparently this is probably the easiest part to this whole thing. Oh, there's the part that actually connects it. So I'm just going to place it aside right now. And here's what it looks like. It looks like some kind of spaceship-y thing. Okay, and there's this flap there. I would imagine that just covers everything up. I'll take a look at it a little later on. But for now, we'll just test it out. Yep, it closes. It opens. Just making sure I didn't mess anything up. Okay, let's see if I can see inside. I can't see inside. I'm trying to see inside. It's not going to work. Put the flap back on. There we go. Interesting. Looks all very technical. And there's my window still. And we'll just close it. There we go. Okay, that's what it looks like with a little more light. Looks intimidating to me. Anyway, going back to that flap, there's that flap, and what I'm going to do is that you could see it right there, what it looks like. So hey guys, how you doing? So I went to the hardware store and I picked up two pieces that I think will probably match up quite well to what I need in terms of the the actual door, the door handle. Because we need something to actually make sure that it catches on. So see if this works. It isn't exactly what I need, so I might have to adjust it, do a bit of milling, but I think it should be okay. And so here's what I picked up. And I've got this like L bracket kind of thing happening. And right there is the part that was originally from the handle. And what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to mill a version of that that then goes on the handle so that when it's pulling, it'll actually prevent it from sort of ripping out. I'm going to start with the square bolt because I just want to make sure that the height or the length is not going to obstruct any other part of the door itself. I think it should be okay. And worst case is I'll use this one here and I'll mill it down to the size that I need. Okay, so you see here, there's the part from that we got from the hardware store. This part here from the U-bolt. And I'm going to try to place it here. I have to put some holes in it, okay? So that this then would be in here. This would be on the other side here. So when I pull it, it's actually holding on to it. Because this part here was the part that actually rusted off. And I will show you the part, what that part looks like. Come on here. And so this was originally the part here, and it rusted right off. And it's really, really poor design at this point. Like it's totally rusted. So instead of that, I'm going to be using this to place over here, so that when I pull it, it'll actually just grab on to this thing here, along with the bottom here, and we'll get this action happening, and then the door will open. So that's all that is. And to get the proper, to get the correct placing, I'm just going to use the original fitting, and I'm going to drill holes in there. So I'm going to get a marker and just drill some holes in there. Mark it up with a marker and then drill holes after that. That's good. So here it is. We're just going to line it up like that. Take my marker, and it's got to be as close as possible. Not sure if my head's in the way, but it's okay. And do here like that. And here like that. So that's where on or about it's going to be, because I have some bolts, these ones here, that's going to fit over top of it. So as long as I hit it there, I'll be okay. And here we are. So there's the piece, and what I did was I drilled using steel drill bits, and also using it as a drill hammer. I forget what it's called, but that's how I drilled it. Just straight drilling will not work. I had to use the hammer option, and it worked out really well. And I tried it out with these ones here, and it matches. So now it's just a matter of placing it onto the door at this point, and I know that's going to take a while. And so here's an example of it, and there's our piece of metal, our shunt, and then inside here I have to try to make sure that it's actually attached, and that's going to take a while to do. Okay guys, so this is just totally crazyville here. So what I did was I stuffed the inside of the door with bags, so that if I happen to drop a bolt or a screw, it lands on the bag and I can actually retrieve it without it going all down to the depths of this door here. I also took this thing off, and then I can then sort of see what's going on in there, and that's made a huge difference. Okay guys, so check it out. So I'm like right in here, and I have to turn this like that, and it's finally working. And if I take this out, you'll sort of see what it looks like. It's just totally insane. Oh my goodness. Okay, and here we go. There we go. Gotta kind of do this kind of thing. And it's fixed. Okay guys, that was one of the most difficult fixes I've done on this van, just because everything was inside this door. I'm just so tired right now that I decided not to. I'll do everything else maybe tomorrow, but it works. I mean, it's definitely not perfect, but it's working the way I want it to work. At some point I probably will need a new door handle, but for now it's functional. You know, sort of, it looks okay, right? Looks okay, but I notice it's a bit loose, and maybe that has something to do with, I noticed a piece of it had broken off. But that's part and parcel of how this stuff works. It's an old vehicle. It's like, I think about 15 years old, from 2008. So you're gonna run into problems, and there is a fun and frustration in fixing these things. And today I was frustrated and just trying to get to that part of the handle. So anyway, I tried to put on the trimming, and one of those pieces that allows it to attach to the door fell somewhere. I don't know where it is, so I'm going to leave that for another time. It's gotten really hot. I need to sort of just wash down a bit and just try to relax for the evening. I've got the fan going, and I'm going to turn on my AC very soon. But I got it working, and again, it's not perfect, but it's certainly working fine. I can open the door, I can close the door, I can lock the door. It's got all the functionality, and I'm sure at some point I'll need to replace it. But by that time, who knows, I may be in a totally new van or something completely different. A few other things I probably will need to do at some point is, let's see now, oh, the parking brake. I need to make sure that that's actually, it felt kind of funky the other day, so I'm going to get something new for that. And I thought about getting the brakes done. They're still good, but at the same time, I want them checked out, because I heard it kind of squeak the other day as well. It could be because it was raining, and maybe it was just, you know, wasn't completely dry, or it's because of the rain that may have caused it to squeak. But little fixes here and there, and being able to sort of doing it on my own has been pretty good, and I'm saving myself a lot of money. For example, what I just did there, I got quoted $350 to $400 to do, and I can see why. There's a lot of labor and expertise involved in actually pulling it off, and being able to sort of contort your arm so you could sort of, you know, put the handle on properly. And in my case here, what I did was I just sort of created this sort of shunt so that they can pull it, I can pull it, and it'll open up. And that's where I am right now. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it somewhat interesting, and I'm hoping I don't have to do too many more of these things, but if I do, that's fine. It's just one of those things. I kind of enjoy doing it, especially when I actually get it to work, so that's always a good thing. If you like my channel, please subscribe if you think it's worthy. If you like this video, just hit that like button. I would really appreciate that. And thanks very much.